There's not many game series left that I get this excited for. Holy shit. Zelda, Breath of the Wild, been in development for 6 years. Of course, Nintendo being Nintendo, never make enough games or units of anything to satisfy demand. They always leave people wanting more, they always sell out. There's always a scramble. You know, we saw it with Twilight Princess on the GameCube. And it looked like this was going to happen again for Breath of the Wild. I was kicking myself for not pre-ordering Breath of the Wild. I've been so preoccupied with penny pinching recently to save money for some things that I want to do this year. The whole Mega Drive sale, the rest of it. So preoccupied with not spending any money to save up for this stuff that it didn't even occur to me to pre-order Breath of the Wild. So of course when it came to it, no way I had any left. I was working all day Thursday. I phoned up Game in Nottingham to see if they'd done midnight launch. Of course they were, and I wanted to go along to that, but they said they didn't have any copies for Wii U left, you know, outside of the pre-orders, so there'd be no point in going along. Only ever been to one midnight launch before, and that was for Halo 4, and that was a really fun thing to do. And that's one of the only, there's only a couple of real series of games that I get this excited for. One was Halo until Halo 5, which to me just isn't a Halo game. It's not supposed to be squad based, but it's getting off track a bit. Yeah, and Zelda is another series that I get this excited for. But so I couldn't go down to the midnight launch. The next day, which is today. Is it today? I don't know what's going on anymore. Oh shit! No, that was Thursday night. Friday, I was working as well, so I couldn't do anything on Friday. I was working 8 till 8, so of course everywhere was shut by the time I finished work. And I thought I've missed my chance. If there were any spare copies flying around in Nottingham, I thought they'd be gone by now, definitely. But I had to go to town today for a couple other things, and I thought I'll have a scout around for it just in case. And I tried everywhere. I tried the game store in the centre of town. They didn't have any copies left. I went to a few Argoses. They said in the catalogue it came up saying they could order it maybe and might have it delivered, but they weren't making any guarantees. Then I went to the local indie store in Nottingham, Playtime, which is a brilliant indie store. They said they obviously didn't have any copies in, but on Friday morning they only had 2 copies in that weren't taken up by pre-orders, and apparently there was 2 people waiting at the doors for them to open the shutters, and they got bought instantly on Friday morning. So they were gone. And the guys at Playtime, really good, been dealing with them for years, great bunch of lads, and they told me that they'd rang up the distributors and they'd basically been told that there probably wouldn't be any more runs of it, print runs, in Europe. Nintendo have got a long history of kind of giving Europe the short shaft, something like that, definitely short-changed by Nintendo in Europe. And they said that they've got the impression that there might not actually even be any more physical print runs of Breath of the Wild on Wii U after this initial run, which I just obviously thought was insane. So I had this conversation with the guys, like, are they mad? Do they not want to make any money? You know, they've been working on Breath of the Wild for 6 years, spent millions on it. You'd think they want to sell as many copies as possible. So for the potential for them to not put out any more print runs after the first print run, insane. Of course, there's reasons behind that. Maybe they want people to move to the Switch, so maybe it's going to be more readily available on the Switch, and they want people to pick up that new console. I can see that. Of course, it makes sense from a business point of view. But as loyal Nintendo fans that picked up the Wii U and stuck with them through this difficult time, faced the potential of being severely disappointed by this decision. But anyway, that's what the guy said anyway. I don't know how much of a truth there is to that, but this is what the guy said when he spoke to the distributor, that there might not be any more runs of it. So I was like, oh god, I'm fucked then. So went around town, tried the other game. Now I went to the other game in Victoria Centre, and obviously they'd sold out. They did have a stack. I could see them through the back. There was a stack of Breath of the Wild Wii U on a shelf in the back, so you could see through the store door. whatever, in the back. But they were all pre-orders, and the guy said, listen, there's some in, but they're all taken up by pre-orders. Now we have to give them 48 hours. So he says, if any of these are still here after tonight, they will become available for sale. So you can come back tomorrow morning, and if you're lucky and quick, you can get one of those that was supposed to be for pre-order. So I was like, oh, that sounds good. That sounds good. I was going to go for that. Then he said, or I could order it for you online, and if we get some more in, you can have it that way. So I says, well, alright, yeah, let's do that then, because then I don't have to risk a scramble or be hanging on the phone all day or whatever. So I said, yeah, let's order it that way. There's still no guarantee that I'll be able to get it, that there would actually be any available, but he said, I'll put the order in and we'll see what happens. If they do have any, you can probably get it sometime early next week. If not, you'll get refunded. So I was like, alright then, let's do that then, fine. So I put the order in, 50 quid down, bosh, let's hope I get it next week. I walked around the game store a little bit longer, went to the Wii U section, and well, to console myself, I ended up picking up Twilight Princess HD. The full set, it's new, with the amiibo, the soundtrack, and the game, yeah. So Twilight Princess HD, I got that as a consolation, 43 quid, happy with that. I was always going to pick it up at some point. I hadn't got around to it yet. Obviously I played Twilight Princess back in the day, absolutely loved it. Was pretty, psyched to play the HD version. I'd probably forgotten a fair amount of that game. It's a long time since I played it. So yeah, I was always going to get that game. So I thought I'd pick that up to console myself and carry me over until I can get Breath of the Wild. So that was another 43 quid down. So I left game fairly happy with the Twilight Princess, actually. I was like, yeah, well, I'll have to turn up for the books. That's another thing I've been kind of avoiding getting because I've been trying to save money. But yeah, they just happened to have one new special edition copy in, so got it. Anyway, over the road, or rather over the way, whatever, opposite that game store is a little game store called Trade Nation. They used to be called Granger Games. I'm sure a lot of you know about Granger Games. Yeah, but they've changed the name, at least this store has changed the name to Trade Nation. And I thought, I'll just give it a try, I'll go in and have a look. I had a look. There were several copies of Wii U Breath of the Wild on the shelf. Yeah. Double take, triple take, pick one up straight away, went to the counter and says, please tell me this is not just a display case. He says, no, we've got some in, yeah, we've got them in this morning. What? Breath of the Wild, Wii U, bosh! I can't tell you how happy I am to have this. It's ridiculous. I don't get this excited about games, new releases at least, anymore. I just don't. But this, I've been waiting so long. This should have been a Wii U game many years ago, of course. They fobbed us off with HD re-releases of old Zelda games. This was the Zelda game we've been waiting for the last several years on Wii U. Hopefully the fact that it got delayed so long and they worked on it for so long means there's a hell of a lot of content in there and it's worth the wait. It's supposed to be fucking massive, and I've heard positive things about it so far, but it's in my hand. There it is. I ended up spending nearly 100 quid more than I intended to today, but I have it, and when the other copy comes through I'll either return it back to the store or sell it on, whatever. I might even keep a sealed copy, but this one is definitely getting unsealed. I shall do it right now if I can find the thing. Oh, look at that. Oh, yes. Let's see if the Wii U copy gets a manual. No, neither does the Wii U copy. I know the Zelda the Switch copy didn't get a manual neither. Never mind. Breath of the Wild. I don't know what's in here. Not a lot. An eShop pamphlet. That's it really, yeah. But there it is. I'm a happy bunny. I'd almost resigned myself to having to pick up a digital copy. I don't even know if it's on the eShop. I'm assuming you can get it digitally. I haven't even looked yet. But yeah, I mean, that effectively rules out this whole kind of... that effectively cancels out this whole, you know, limited run or limited availability problem. Of course, you can get it digitally, but I don't like doing that for AAA games. I like to have my game, you know, in a box, physical, that I can rely on and keep and such. Is that archaic? Am I a dinosaur? I don't like getting AAA games on digital release. I just don't. So anyway, there it is. So yeah, spent £100 more than I needed to today, in the end. But I suppose I was always going to get Twilight Princess HD, so that's done now. Yeah. Why am I still bothering ranting on the camera? I'm going to play Zelda Breath of the Wild. The Breath of the Wild Goose chase is over. Triforce. Alright guys, bye bye.